So a few housekeeping notes. You are all on mute. So if you have a question to ask, please use your question tool in the taskbar to your right. We'll answer questions as they come up, but there's also time at the end for question and answers. The webinar slideshow and a recording of the presentation will be available to view on our website. And I will follow up as well with a link to the webinar recording, the presentation, and the toolkit in case you missed something. So let's get started. If you haven't met me before, I'm Christina DeArment. I'm the OWB's Assistant Marketing Manager, and I focus primarily on trade. And I work for the Oregon Wine Board. So if you're not familiar with the Oregon Wine Board, we're a semi-independent state agency managing marketing, research, and education initiatives for the Oregon wine and grape industry. So Oregon Wine Month is a program that we put on every year, and I'm looking forward to telling you more about it. So before we get into the Oregon Wine Month programming specifics, let's take a step back. I don't get to chat with you very often, so let's talk a little bit about where the Oregon wine industry is at the moment, and if we have some really fun stats to share with you. So it's likely no surprise that the average bottle price for a bottle of Oregon wine is a little higher than California and Washington. However, it might be a surprise to you that the sales growth for Oregon has been experiencing in recent years. So you'll see in the middle graph, Pinot Noir, Pinot Gris, and Chardonnay, Oregon's top 3 varieties, have been increasing in popularity across the United States. And because of that, overall retail sales growth of Oregon wine outpaces other regions as well. So to sum it up, not only are Oregon's higher average bottle prices resulting in a greater profit per bottle, the market is also demanding more volume than ever before. So exciting times for Oregon wine. Oregon, as you know, is an industry comprised of family-owned artisan winemakers and wine growers, with about 70% of the wineries in Oregon producing 5,000 cases or less. So this anecdote really comes to life when you begin to dive deeper into major wine publication quality scores. So despite producing only 1% of the total wine in the U.S., Oregon makes up 20% of Wine Spectator's 90-plus scores on domestic wine. So what's more, Oregon's value for money shines when compared to wines of similar quality from other top regions. And you can see that in the graph that Wine Spectator published in 2016. In 2016, the Oregon Wine Board commissioned Fullgrass Research to conduct a study to learn more about the way affluent wine drinkers felt about and purchased Oregon wine. So the study revealed that these affluent wine drinkers like Oregon wine, but they cite visibility, availability, and awareness as their top barriers to purchase. So this is really a great opportunity for you to step in, and Oregon Wine Month is the perfect opportunity to make new Oregon wine placements and support them with added programming. So with that in mind, and then this was a really great, I'm not sure if you saw this or not, but Eric Asimov wrote a really nice piece in the New York Times this fall stating, collectively speaking, nowhere else does the level of quality seem so high, the perspectives so diverse, or the experimentation so fierce as it is in Oregon right now. We're really honored to read that written by Eric, and it really is an exciting time for Oregon. So with that in mind, we're going to talk a little bit now about the Oregon Wine Month campaign. Some of you have participated in it in the past. Some of you are new to it. So the campaign isn't changing too much this year, but we do have some added elements that I'm looking forward to telling you about. So this is a list of what the Oregon Wine Board has put together as a distributor package available to all distributors located here in Oregon. So I'm going to be talking in this presentation about the Oregon Wine Month printed POS that we've developed, the digital graphics that are available for you. And new this year, we're going to be offering an Oregon Wine Masterclass webinar, and I'll tell you more about that. An Oregon Wine Month Getaway Sweepstakes that's available for consumers. We're doing the Open Table Partnership again, so we'll get into that. And as in years past, we're also sponsoring an Oregon Wine Month Rep of the Year competition. So let's dive in and talk a little bit more about that. The POS materials for on-premise are available in print, as well as some graphics that can be downloaded from the Oregon Wine Month Toolkit. This year, we're printing and shipping table tents, and for download, you're able to download check presenter inserts and menu templates. So if a restaurant's doing a wine flight or offering any specials, they can download the template and incorporate what they're offering onto that. We developed a one sheet to help you sell the restaurant program to restaurant accounts. This makes it really easy to communicate all the resources available for restaurants and the best ways for them to get involved in Oregon Wine Month for what makes sense for their restaurant. So this page summarizes everything that's available, and it's available for download on the toolkit. And I'll show you that at the end of this presentation. I'll kind of give you a tour of where you can find all these things. We are partnering again with Open Table for the third year in a row. This has been a program that's been really welcomed with amongst the restaurant community and something that's generated a lot of excitement. So any restaurant that is signed up with Open Table and commits to featuring a flight of 3 Oregon wines throughout the month of May will be promoted through Open Table and the Oregon Wine Board's consumer advertising channels. So if a restaurant is not signed up with Open Table, they're still more than welcome to participate in Oregon Wine Month, and we'll promote it through our consumer channels and our website. They just won't be promoted on Open Table. We are asking for restaurants to commit to their Oregon Wine Month promotions by April 1st. We're partnering again with a PR agency located here in Portland to advertise restaurants participating in Oregon Wine Month. So, and that'll start at the beginning of April. So it really is important for restaurants to sign up early so that we can promote them through our PR firm. Last year we had some really great radio spots and TV spots, and it's a nice way to get them some added coverage. And this program right now is available in Oregon only. I don't think we have any Washington representatives on this webinar now, but if there are, let me know and we can talk about how this program could work in Washington. We're also offering any 2018 Oregon Wine A-List restaurant a $50 Visa gift card to be used as a server incentive if they sign up to participate in Oregon Wine Month this year. So if a restaurant commits to featuring a flight of 3 Oregon wines or doing something else that makes sense, better sense for their concept, we'll promote them on our website and through our communication channels, and we'll also send them a Visa gift card. So it's a nice way to incentivize those restaurants. And that list of the 2018 restaurants can be found at OregonWineAlist.com. There's about 80 or more restaurants in Oregon that would be eligible for this program. For both restaurant and retailers, we have an Oregon Wine Month event calendar on the website that can be used to promote any type of winemaker dinner, special retail wine tasting, or any other event going on. So on the Oregon Wine Month Toolkit, again, which I'll show you later, there's a form that you or your account can fill out to get promoted on the calendar. And this calendar is every year one of the most popular pieces, one of the most popular pages visited on our website. So it is some good exposure for them. For off-premise accounts, we've created a suite of POS materials again this year. We've updated some of the pieces that will be different from last year. Last year we received some feedback from distributors that the chef graphic posters were a little too busy for the retail environment. So you can see on the left with the Drink World Class Oregonian Wine photography poster, we've simplified the design a little bit and added the shape of Oregon, which was also a recommendation from some distributors last year. So we're excited about that. We're offering taste cards and posters in both graphic and photographic versions. We're offering skewer cards and bottleneckers as well. So note that the POS order is due by March 1st, and we're asking for one order from each distributor. So we're not looking for reps to submit the orders. If you're a rep and you'd like to use some of this POS, make sure that you communicate with your DM or with your any other manager that you might have to make sure that your needs are going to be met with their overall POS order. And you can also bug them to remind them that the order is due March 1st. Incorporated in some of the POS, including the bottleneckers, is promotion for the Oregon Wine Month Consumer Sweepstakes. So this year, the Oregon Wine Board is sponsoring the sweepstakes. It's for one grand prize winner to spend several days in Oregon wine country. This year, it features an amazing aerial plane tour, and so it's a really premium sweepstakes. Last year, we had almost 20,000 entries to this, so something that's exciting for consumers, and we're incorporating that in the POS this year. I am working with the buyers for major chain retailers throughout Oregon to feature a wine steward display competition. So you'll see some really amazing displays throughout Safeway, Fred Meyer, and New Seasons. So I'm working with those buyers to set up those competitions. If you call on them, they hopefully should be familiar with the program. If not, there are some downloadable one-sheets that on the toolkit that you can print and print and share with your buyer at the chain retail locations. So the top displays, one winner from each of those locations, so from each of those chains, so one winner from Safeway, Fred Meyer, and New Seasons will get a IPNC ticket and accommodations. So it's always something that's a really great incentive for them. And we also have some second and third place prizes as well. New this year, to open it up to some more independent and smaller retailers, we're offering a display competition where winners, top wine steward displays, they can win a Zalto decanter. So these decanters are beautiful and hopefully are a great incentive for wine stewards to put on a great Oregon Wine Month display. New this year, we're going to be featuring an Oregon Wine Month Masterclass webinar. We're stepping up our tech game this year, doing more webinars, as you've noticed. The Oregon Wine Board has now a Master of Wine on staff. Her name's Bree Boskov. And on April 10th at 10 a.m., she's going to be hosting a Oregon Wine Masterclass that will cover just the Oregon Wine 101 where she'll talk about climate, soils, and the AVAs of Oregon. So it'll be a great way to gear up for a busy month and to learn a little bit more about Oregon. So that webinar is open to any distributor reps that are participating in Oregon Wine Month, as well as accounts that are participating in Oregon Wine Month. So that could be a major selling point if you're trying to sell in Oregon Wine Month to a restaurant. They would then be, welcome to come to this webinar to learn more about Oregon. We are excited to offer the Oregon Wine Month Rep of the Year competition again this year. Last year, we upped the ante and created an amazing VIP internet IPNC package for a winner and a guest. And it was a huge hit last year, so we're offering that again. So 2 winners, an on-premise and an off-premise winner, will have 3 nights of accommodations down in McMinnville, actually on the Linfield campus, so no driving required. The winners will also get 2 tickets, so a ticket for them and a guest, to Counterculture, the IPNC kickoff event at Anime on Thursday, July 22nd. And they'll also win 2 tickets to the IPNC. So if you've never been to IPNC, it's just an amazing opportunity to get out in the vineyards of Oregon and taste in the Willamette Valley and taste some amazing wine and eat great food. So there is a form on the toolkit at the end of May that you can fill out to be considered for the Oregon Wine Month Rep of the Year. Last year, Fred Hammond from Young's Market and Margot Dirtle from Oregon Brand Management won. You can read about their efforts. I'll send out this deck so you can click the link, but they really went all out last year and put in a lot of effort. So I will say, when you're submitting your entry, please, your nomination for Rep of the Year, the more information you can provide, the better. We always love to see year-over-year sales growth and detailed descriptions of all the ways that you worked your butt off to sell in Oregon Wine Month. So I keep mentioning the Oregon Wine Month Toolkit. I'm going to hop off here and show you, give a quick little tour of where you can find everything. You can reach the Oregon Wine Month Toolkit at OregonWineMonthToolkit.org. I'm going to jump on Toolkit. Okay, so on the toolkit, right at the top, there's kind of an index of everything that you can find. You can click on the link here if you wanted to learn about point of sale, and it'll take you directly to it, or you can just scroll through. You guys know how to navigate the internet. But on the toolkit, we have a PowerPoint presentation that details exactly what POS is available and and what you can order here. If you are in the position, if you're in a DM or if you're a manager and you're in the position to order POS for your whole distributor, you can do that here by clicking the submit button or the order form button. The trade tools is where you'll find this presentation that you can flip through. This is what we have been going through. This is where you can find the restaurant program one sheet. You can click to download that. Restaurants can sign up to participate in Oregon Wine Month by filling out this form. You can promote their events by filling out the event submission form. That's what puts their events on the Oregon Wine Month calendar. Register for the Oregon Wine Month webinar. And this is the one sheet for the retail program. And then at the bottom here, the Wine Month Rep of the Year nomination form can be found here. So everything you need to be successful can be found on the Oregon Wine Month Toolkit. If there is something that you can't find, please feel free to email me, and I'll follow up after this webinar with an email so you'll have my email address. Again, if you're interested in learning more about Oregon wine in general, if you'd like to plan for a staff training or just educate yourself about Oregon, there is the trade.oregonwine.org website. And on that website, if you haven't been to it, it's just a huge resource where you can download presentations, PowerPoint and PDF presentations, maps, and more. So you can really get lost in this website, and I encourage you to check it out. So now is a good opportunity. If anyone has any questions, happy to answer them. I'll give you a second to get your thoughts. I'm sure you all have burning questions. So someone did ask if we'll be sending out the POS form like we did last year. The POS form, like I mentioned, is available on the toolkit. Last year we sent out an Excel spreadsheet to fill out. This year we're doing it all online. So that link on the toolkit will take you to an online form, and we are as I mentioned, stepping up our tech game this year. All right, it doesn't look like there are any other questions. So thanks again for attending the webinar. Really, really grateful for everyone that showed up. I wasn't expecting this great of a turnout. So thanks again, and feel free to follow up through email with any questions that you have. I'll be sending out the deck. Oh, there's a question that just came in. In regards to the retail stewards incentive, am I in contact with the lead buyers for each individual steward? So I am in contact with the lead buyers for each of the retail chains. So in theory, they're sharing that display competition information with the individual stewards. But if you call in one of those stewards, feel free to tell them about it and let them know that that is going on. On the toolkit, there are one sheets that you can download to hand to them to make sure that they know about it, and that would be a great reminder for them. All right, any more questions? Looks good. All right, thanks everybody. I hope you have a great day, and talk to you soon.